Outages aren't always caused by downed lines. Underground cables can wear out, and to maintain good service, OPPD is replacing them.
In one West Omaha neighborhood, a couple of holes dug for the project caught the attention of our Mike McKnight, so naturally he did some digging as 6 on Your Side investigates.
30-year-old underground power lines are being replaced, but boring for 9 miles of cable needs surface checks along the way. So an OPPD subcontractor has workers digging by hand along easements in homeowners' yards. But at 2 holes, I found MUD called out to mark water and gas lines 12 days later. Neighborhood resident Cindy Wingle wonders if that's a backward approach.
Well, if I dig in my yard, I have to get the digger's hotline within 24 hours or whatever, right? So shouldn't they follow the same rules?
The MUD locator marked water lines in blue and gas lines in yellow. So an OPPD subcontractor dug this hole 12 days before MUD marked the gas line you can see runs right through it. But OPPD says Digger's hotline had been notified, just not for this location. OPPD declined an on-camera interview, but in a statement says protocol for calling 811 was completed and the crew inadvertently started digging at the wrong address. The subcontractor Central States stopped work and reviewed Digger's hotline protocols with crews, followed up by OPPD's safety team. OPPD says it appears to be an isolated event. First thing Wednesday, OPPD subcontractor Central States had crews finishing their work and filling in the holes so sod can be laid. They made good on a promise to put my yard back the way they found it, with sprinklers working. After an apology, the crew moved on to safely boring for 9 miles of power cable replacement. On Your Side near 164th and Blondell, Mike McKnight, 6 News.
The Power District says holes are dug by hand to help locate gas and utility lines before a boring instrument is used. Underground power cables don't go that deep, adding to safety. 50 miles of old underground cable is replaced every year in the metro area.